Sorry.
Couldn't keep it together for.
I know. I'm sorry. I was reading. I'll tell you why I laughed later. All right. How you doing? I mean, I'll tell everyone. It's part of the story. One of the stories we'll talk about.
Anyways, welcome. This is, I guess, welcome back. Less patriotic throughout over there.
Yeah. I wanted to give that woman a hug yesterday, but I felt like she probably would have tased me, and I.
Well, that's when we need your wife filming.
Didn't want to end the trip on a weird note, so.
Did you get tetanus from the barbs? That's amazing.
Oh boy.
Yeah, Halo walked onto the scene.
Yeah.
So this is, I actually find
Not
this...
help anyone who describes anything as happening early with Halo Infinite.
Yeah.
That's good as just saying.
So I actually find this hilarious because Microsoft had a good thing going. They were talking really loud and proud about how Forza Horizon 5 was the most popular launch ever. They were getting just millions of players in there. And what better way to slow that growth than to release Halo Infinite multiplayer so people don't play the game that you just released that they all love.
This will be a reference that 3 people remember because it's very Boston specific, but sometime in the mid-'80s, probably in the 85-86 season, Kevin McHale scored, I want to say, I'm not going to get the numbers wrong, but 58 points in the game, the highest ever for a Celtic. So Larry Bird was like, yeah, we're not letting that happen. So I was either the next game or the game after that, he scored 60 or 62 points just to stick the drill in, you know. So, yeah, that's what Halo went.
Anyway, Halo's pretty good if you haven't tried it yet. So I played, I mean, it's...
I'm literally installing it now. Yesterday was obviously, I don't know, obviously, but I drove home. I was exhausted. There was a lot to write. There was a lot of Xbox stuff, dude.
Yeah, well, it was there.
Which is kind of nice. And by the way,
20th.
There's Xbox news that, Microsoft has had an event. They did some, they made some announcements. There's some backward compat stuff and blah, 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 whatever. But the more interesting thing to me is that every single major mainstream news publication on Earth has had a Halo story yesterday. And I'm talking the New York Times, the Washington Post, GQ, and this doesn't happen because those publications are interested in Halo, right? This happened because Microsoft PR reached out to them and said, hey, we got a big thing happening. Would you like to write about it? And these are really interesting stories because some of them are interviews with, Phil Spencer, and a lot of them delve into the history. There are very specific numbers over how much money Halo has made over time. Phil Spencer said to one publication, this one I don't remember, I'm sorry, but yesterday or this week, that Game Pass is making money.
Yeah, he said, I think it was the Axios. He said it like multiple times that it is sustainable.
Right,
it's not...
because I think a lot of people, because we've made this argument, it's like Xbox is an investment. They're throwing all this cash at it, but they never really made actually, there were 1 or 2 quarters I think they made a profit, but overall, Xbox obviously not been profitable. But as they pivot toward the cloud here, it's like, what are you doing? And honestly, I think Phil Spencer's legacy is going to be getting Microsoft off consoles and making Xbox. I can't speak this
Xbox.
way.
That's what we're calling it.
Watch the dog. It was like 3.5 degrees outside. Making the whole thing more diverse, and this is why Microsoft's business as a whole mimics the same thing, right? They're not just the Windows company anymore. In fact, they're barely the Windows company, but they have a lot of businesses that are successful, and Xbox is diversifying, and they seem to have found a good niche. I think that matches Microsoft's strengths with what the user base wants, so it's good.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. I'll be curious to see how you like Halo. I haven't played Halo multiplayer in a long time, but once you sort of respect that it's intentionally slower, because we're both used to Call of Duty, which is really hyper paced.
Well, although, by the way, I recently played Quake again because they came out with that 25th anniversary. That thing makes Quake look like you're running around with a loaded diaper. Like it's hyper kinetic. Yeah. So okay, but this I sort of remember this. It's the, because of course you're all wearing spacesuits and stuff. So you kind of jump in the air and you have like these giant jumps you can do, and they're very graceful. And that, and while you're up there, you have time to kind of look around, like, who do I want to shoot? It's not Halo or Call of Duty, you can jump and shoot someone, but it's a, if you don't have them right there, it's not happening. I mean, it's
One thing you
it's more
should
realistic, Brad, is what I'm trying to say.
what you
Uh,
should do,
yeah.
because I suspect we're very similar in our playstyle. You'll need to go in before you do anything. Go in there and adjust the horizontal axis speed.
Okay.
Because it's, to me, out of the box, it's way too slow. And
And
so I
what does that change?
how quickly you pan. So when you're looking
Oh,
left and
really?
right,
I do a lot of things in Call of Duty that speed things up. There are things where you can reload faster or
mm-hmm.
sprint faster or longer or whatever. Like I turn a lot of that stuff. If you go from like, you can even see in a game like Call of Duty, if you go from an assault rifle to a large machine gun, you're like at 50% speed because that
Yep.
thing is so
Yeah.
big and heavy. And maybe that will prepare me for Halo. It actually installed pretty quick, by the way. It was a 26 gig download.
Yep. Yeah, it's not like
And
the 70 gig Vanguard. We're going to
Yeah,
update
no.
one weapon skin. Here's 70 gigs.
Right.
So, anyways, anybody who's jumping from Call of Duty to Halo, I'd recommend it. I did it and it made it a lot more enjoyable.
Well, I got to tell you, I'm on the hunt because I'm not satisfied by this new game, and
I don't know.
I'll
I
play
think
through the
it's
single
fun.
player campaign. I like the World War II stuff, obviously.
I even like the games. Usually, I'm just like a deathmatch person, but there's one game that it's real obvious. It's called Single Flag. It's like capture the flag,
Okay.
but it's one flag, and so you're either on offense or defense. Like I actually really enjoy that because you're not obviously trying to run flags back and forth. You're either attacking or defending, and so that's probably
Interesting. Yeah, I can't do that, Brad. But that sounds. I don't know. We'll see. I'll dive into this. We'll see.
yeah, we'll see. You'll also be able to see a Snapdragon mini PC. This thing was
Yeah.
supposed to come out in the summer or spring.
Yeah. That's what I was laughing about when we started, because I mentioned it to you. I said, look, I want to make sure we talk about this. I'm writing it up, and I'm right at the beginning of the write up. So, my advice in the first paragraph of what I wrote, I was like, it's aimed at developers.
Yep.
But because it's so inexpensive, it's $220 from the Microsoft Store. It's going to be of interest to enthusiasts, right? It's a low end machine. This is like Snapdragon 7C. It's Snapdragon 7C Gen 1 too, as well, I should say. 4 gigs of RAM, 64 gigs of probably eMMC storage. I believe it comes with Windows 10, but I know it's upgradable. Yeah, it does. It's upgradable to Windows 11. Not a lot going in the way of ports. There's HDMI for video out. There's 2 Type A ports, one in the front, one in the back. There's 1 Type C port, but I think it's for charging, and then a LAN port. So Wi-Fi 5. This is not
Mm-hmm.
top of the line, whatever. But it's $200 or $220. The reason I laughed is this is a very serious asterisk to my advice. There are no refunds available on this product.
Oh,
This product is meant for developers, not consumers. Yikes. So I guess you want to know what you're getting into if you buy this. So I did buy one, by the way. It's actually supposed to arrive pretty quickly. So I will, evaluate it.
should try to get a refund just to see what they say.
There were no refunds. That suggests
Compelling
some certainty
experience.
about the quality of the product.
Yeah.
But again, it's $220. I mean, it looks like a little like a Roku, like a
Yeah,
little one.
it looks like
It's
an
a
Apple TV sort of thing, like that.
Apple TV, exactly. Not a Mac Mini, but like an Apple TV. It's
Mhm.
tiny. And I assume it's fanless and silent and all that stuff. It's a really low end processor, but yeah, give it a shot.
Hope this thing rattles and has just a giant fan in there, just to annoy you.
It's like a mechanical clock piece inside for some reason.
Yeah, is that a tick?
Are
And a
those
talk?
actual gears?
Taking Intel's TikTok to a new level. Yeah, those are sort of the big things. The Halo thing was not completely unexpected because they started updating stuff on the store and then it kind of leaked a little bit, but whatever.
Yeah, I can't.
They're still calling it a beta too, which feels weird.
We're still calling Halo.
Yeah, Halo Infinite multiplayer
Well-
beta because it's pre-season 1 or whatever. I don't know.
I'm not going to rag on them again for the lateness, except seriously, in 1 year. Are you kidding me? But that's fine. This game, like a lot of modern shooters, has seasons. And for some reason, these seasons were going to be 3 months long. The first season will now be 6 months long. It's going to go till May, and they talked about this being twofold. One is just to get it out with a larger group of people, kind of understand what people like and don't like, and blah blah blah, whatever, and then also give them more time to prepare for season 2. Which, by the way, I think a 6 month season might make more sense, but whatever. I can't. I'm curious. I hope this is good, dude, because I can't. I just can't keep doing the same thing over and over again anymore. I mean, I can, but it would be really boring, and
See you tomorrow morning.
I don't know. I just